All right, so it looks like it's the Jen show. Does anybody know what the Jen show is? Because I don't know what the Jen show is. I was going to be speaking with Mr. Michael Blue today, and in very true fashion, I am not sure where he's at. So I think we are going to make a plan to pre-record something in the future. And for now, it's the Jen show. So I figured that at least to start with, I would want to do a bit of a look here at the auction map for Chicken Caw. So let me just get that up here. What became abundantly clear, not planned. What was abundantly clear to me this morning when I was looking at the auctions that I won was that I wasn't outbid on anything. Now, this is important because if I'm looking at the map here, there were a couple of places where I got rail plots. The first, if I zoom in here, was right here. This plot has a nice little bridge over to Fay Vineyards. Fay Vineyards, as you can see here, is home to some fun stuff, including the resort where the regatta will be. It branches off into Woodstack Farms, which is immense and has the concert venue and all of that great stuff. And nobody bid against me for that. So I don't think we did a great job of showing where the map is, where things are on the map. And part of that was because we didn't, in fairness, have a map. So that's something to keep in mind for future. So that's one spot where the awesomeness is going to be. And I believe there's a wedding venue there too. I'm pretty sure that's what I heard. The second rail plot of awesomeness that I have is right here. Now, why is this spot important? What is this thing? There's a QR code. So if anybody had been zooming in on the map and actually used the QR code, what you'd discover is that this is a giant functioning loom. So it is huge. Inside is awesomeness. I'm not going to give away, I'm not going to give away all the details because you should really go and visit it. It's amazing. And then there's a path beside it here to a village where we have the Caw Fried Chicken restaurant. And if you go through the village and keep going under the rail, you come to this spot. What is this spot? That is the cenote. The cenote is looks fairly plain on the outside. It has a couple of Easter eggs, not the least of which is the treasure room. If you can find the treasure room, there are treasures. And I hope that we can actually get people opening the chests in there. And if not, we'll have to look at that. If you go past the cenote, you can actually walk all the way into the city. And we have all kinds of sculptures and fun things in the city and the main pyramid and everything that's under it. Transportation hubs right over here. So obviously all of that is pretty exciting. The other place where I managed to get rail plots that nobody seemed to clue into was just outside the entrance to Shippltopia. Now, I know what you're all thinking. What is Shippltopia? Anybody who got on the test server knows that you couldn't get in to take a look. So the video that I believe it was Greg and Corey did a bit of a tour through here and took a brief look at things. It's going to be incredible. I cannot give you full details because it's also going to be a surprise. But trust me when I say it is going to be worth waiting for. And I'm not sure why nobody outbid me on that rail plot either. So that being said, now that we are done the inner rail auction, what do we have left? We have clusters of lands and outer rail. And I don't really have any strategy to give you here in terms of what's going to be popular and what isn't. I was looking at initially this piece of land down here because it's big and it has a village in it. And if this is going to be survival, and it looks like that's already been turned on, then we're going to want villages. This is out of my price range now, but that's okay. The other place that, if I were looking here, I would probably go for one of these spots because, again, of the village. If I'm looking at rail for the secondary part of the auction here, I would probably go with something in here because village. For anyone who is completely new to Minecraft, you can trade in the villages. You go mine some emeralds and you can trade them with the villagers and get cool things that are super useful. If I'm looking over in here, I'm not sure what I would even recommend. And over in this part, I haven't taken a very good look at it. It looks like there's a lot of water. This one might be a lot of fun if you think you could do a really fun water build. There's some desert. So that could be interesting. This one looks like it shares a nice beach. If I'm looking over here, if I looked in here, there's a village that's right along the rail, it looks like. Now that would be a really neat place to have a rail plot because there's the village right there. That would probably be my top pick there. It looks like there is something here too. I'm not sure exactly what that is. That's either something exciting or terrifying. Hard to say. But yeah, there are a couple things. There's a lot more desert over here. So if you are good with deserts, that's a good place to be. Mushrooms. And then there's a desert village over here. So if I were looking at rail and another village there, I would probably want to be somewhere in here for the rail. And, the land is what you make of it. If you think you can be super successful in the desert and survival, go for it. If you want a piece that has a little bit of everything, I mean, that spot right there is great. So on that fun note, I'm going to talk about this. Enter.theuplift.world/auction is where you can go for all this. The map is clickable. So if you click on a plot, it will take you to the auction page for that plot, and you can put in your bid. If somebody outbids you, you do have to go back to your inventory page in Atomic Hub and reclaim your wax if you don't want to outbid them. So that's a thing. And I'm just going to check back in here. Here we are. And a whole lot of crickets. All right. So I'm going to jump into the game here and see if I can go on a bit of a tour of Chicken Caw, which will be real interesting because it's survival and I probably don't have anything in my survival inventory. So let's jump in and see what that looks like. Just be a moment here while this starts up. As you can see, I was super well planned for whatever this is. So here we go, slower than slow. So when you spawn in Chicken Caw, usually you spawn at the transportation hub, and I'm not sure if that's where I'm going to be going in or if I'll be showing up at wherever I was last building, so that could be interesting. Let's find out. Oh. Looks like I'm doing double duty here. All right. Little bit of anticipation here. I'm kind of excited to jump back in and see if anybody has been in doing things. This is taking a while. It doesn't normally take this long. There we go. Try one more time here. that looks a little better. And here I am. Oh, I am nowhere near Chicken Caw. All right, so get myself there. Server, I can have my pick here and go. Ah, all right, can't fly anymore. But at least I brought myself a minecart. That's cool. And there's the rail. Okay, looks like we are set. Let's give this a try. Now, how am I going to get up there? I can't fly, can't do much of anything. It's been a long time of playing in creative, so this is a good adventure again. It's a pig. Hi, pig. Yeah, it doesn't really look like I can actually get up here. Let's see, maybe over here. Down, 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 and up. Up. So for anyone who is completely new, you definitely don't need a pickaxe to get started, although it helps. There we are. I'm up. Now, where are some stairs? There should be stairs around here somewhere. And then I can maybe I'll go this way. Get back on and go somewhere. Now, let's see. Did we build a rail with no stairs? Huh. So those aren't stairs. We may need to be out here. It would be super funny if we built a rail with no stairs. And these are all other people's plots, so I can't build on them either. Oh, maybe I can get up over there. Right there. That looks promising. So, if you just bought rails in Chicken Caw, one of the first things you're going to want to do is build a set of stairs so that people can actually start using your rails. That is important, because if people can't use your rails, then you can't get the rewards for having the rails. So, build yourself a set of stairs. Okay, I'm on a rail. Now, I think these go that way and those go this way. Yeah, I'm on a one-way rail. Well, here's an adventure in adventuring. Now, I only have one minecart, so that's a thing. Let's see where this goes. Zoom. Back through this tunnel. Huh. So when I first jumped into the game here, I was in Shippltopia, and Shippltopia is on the west side of the map. And that means that I probably, yeah, based on where that green rail is, I don't really want to be going this way, but that's okay. Whatever. We're taking a tour. Tour of Chicken Caw. Look, there's a chicken in Chicken Caw. 2 chickens. Huh, nice. I want a cow. Well, at least we're not going to starve. That's good. Let's see. So if this is a rail going east-west, then that means that I should be coming up to an intersection at some point here, where I will be forced to turn. And hopefully the cactus won't just eat my rail cart. Oh, goodness. Pressure. And it ate my cart. Okay, well, here I am in survival mode with no rail cart. Cool. On like the far opposite corner from anything I own. Well, this is a thing. Let's go. Let's see what we can find here. So if I want to know where I am without having a 2D map, oh, hey, hang on. Come back here. Come here, food. I'll be hungry soon. You're delicious. There, sheep. And wool. I can build a bed. Hurrah! I'm winning. So sheep. Sheep are your friends. If you can keep them, oh, missing a cactus. If you can keep them, that's probably better. If you can't keep your sheep, then at least you can murder it and eat it. So I can eat the raw sheep meat. I can keep the wool. Eventually, I'll have enough wool to make a bed. And getting back to where I was here. So where am I? I know that I am heading north. And if I look at this, I've got coordinates. So over on the left-hand side, if they're in the middle, there's an XYZ. I've got 1272, 70, 29, 91. So if I go forward, the first number is going up. So that's cool. If you know where your plots are, great, that helps. If you're me and you don't have that in front of you, then enjoy the adventure. Yeah, so here I am hanging out. I'm just going to turn that off because it's kind of in my face. I don't want something in my face. Ooh, that is one heck of a pretty lava fall. I wonder who the lucky landowner will eventually be. Huh. And there's another sheep. Now, oh, 2 sheep. I could go running after sheep, but I'm going to keep going because I think if I keep going, I can come up to one of my rail plots. So let's see here. Here I go. Do, 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 do. Oh, it's baby cow. Those are cute. Okay, so I'm going under here now. If I'm correct, there should be something soon. No, maybe I'm lost. Anyway, so hanging out on a Tuesday. Oh, there's a bee. Hi, bee. Tuesday afternoon, lost in Chicken Ka, having some fun, doing the survival, trying to find home. If all else fails, I do have a plot in the center city as well, but I'm pretty sure that if I remember my map correctly, I should be coming up on the entrance to Shippltopia right away here. Oh, there it is, another white sheep. Okay, I'm gonna build a bed today. Yeah, okay, I have 2 wool. That means that I need some wood and then I can build a bed. Well, maybe I need 3. What is this? That's interesting. I wonder where that goes. The world is full of interesting. Oh, and there's another one. Huh. That's on the other side. It's only small enough to get a minecart through, too. Interesting. I wonder who is building in there. So, back to running on the rails. I don't think I'm going to find Shippltopia. I think I'm just going on a wild goose chase. But that's okay, because whenever I get there, I'm going to build a bed. Let's see where we're at here. If I look to the right, I recognize nothing. It's about what I figured. So here we go. Eventually, if I keep going far enough this way, I will get to either a corner of the map or somewhere that I recognize. So that's a good thing. And this is the other thing about Chicken Ka for everybody who is interested. At the moment, and possibly for quite some time, we have no mobs. So you can run around and play games and have fun and, I don't know, kill sheep, make a bed, and get lost. And the only thing that's going to happen is you might meet people, hopefully. Okay, so this is interesting. Intersection. Let's see, can I see anything better from up here? Nope. Forest. As far as the eye can see. Don't fall off the rails because it hurts. Okay, here we go. I got it. I was really hoping I'd see something familiar and this would be more exciting than just running along the rails. But I guess I can always go cross country soon too, because if that was, I'm going to do that. If that was the rail line, I think it is, then that would go just north of the town where the pyramid is. So maybe we'll do that. It doesn't actually go. Does it? Huh. I have a message here. Somebody wants to talk to me, so let's do that. Just one moment here, friends. All right, turn off the screen sharing so that you don't see all of the fun information I've got going on over here. So, looks like I'm going to be joined by Nick, which will be much more fun than just watching me go through Chicken Craw all by myself. There we are. Hi, Nick.
Wow, look at this. This is so cool.
This is unexpected.
I know. I had a little bit of time, and I figured since I was on this morning, might as well go and close my day with being on as well. And to be honest with you, you're much better looking than Jimmy D. Sorry, Jimmy, but I love you.
Well, yeah, this is something about the hair. I've nailed the COVID haircut for now.
There you go. There you go.
So, Nick, I haven't.
Hi.
I haven't had much of an opportunity to actually get to know you. I mean, we work together and I think you're great, but I don't really know much about you. So who are you? Where did you come from? What do you do?
Who am I? Where did I come from? What did I do? Hold on a second. Let me get the interrogation lamp out here.
All right.
Oh, well, just to let you all know, my name is Nick. I am a server and hardware genius. I build stuff, I make stuff, I let them all talk together, and I do innovative things to make sure that things try and stay up as much as possible. I can make anything talk to anything in the technology world, and I really like doing it because it's really, really fun.
This is good. So you're a good person to know.
Yes. Okay. And and when I come home, I always get the, "Hey Nick, glad you're home. Hey, by the way, can you go ahead? My VCR is not working. Oh, by the way, can you go ahead? My phone doesn't work. Hey, can you go ahead and do this for me?" So with its benefits comes its drawbacks.
Always. So how did you end up finding the Uplift?
That's actually a really funny story. I was working on another crypto project at the time. I've been in the crypto space for approximately 15 years or so. And thanks to my good friend, David Werba, that I went to high school with, he got me really involved in this whole thing. He got me involved in it. And I saw something pop up on a Telegram channel. I think it was in either Atomic Assets or something, just something completely not even related. And I'm like, hey, that actually looks like kind of an interesting project. So I went in there and I took a look, and everything was looking really, really good, and I saw the goodness. I saw all the stuff that was going on. So I just started out just being me, which is, I'm, as you know, I'm a cut up and stuff like that. I like, to make people laugh. That is one of my favorite things to do. And, they noticed that I was, a fun person to be around, but they also noticed that I was helping people, with little tiny things here and there. And so I got a quick DM. I was going to say phone call. Can you tell how old I am, kids? These fangled things. I got a quick DM from Corey, and we were sitting and talking. He's like, "Well, what is your superpower?" And so I told him what I was doing at the time, and then he's like, "Oh, this is so cool. I need you to talk to Blue." Next thing you know, I'm talking to M Blue, and then the next thing I know, it's like, "Hi, can you please come play with us?" And I'm like, "Okay." Here's the thing. I would have probably come and helped y'all, no matter what. But the thing that really makes this 100% attractive to anybody is the fact that the community is founded on gratitude, goodness, and trying to do something better. Period. Whether it's make a fun little thing in Minecraft, or whether it's, hey, my neighbor needs some diorite. Here's some diorite. Hey, can somebody come find me here, or can somebody please kill me so I can get out of this hole? By the way, we are working on that. There should be a spawn command that should be working pretty soon to a server near you.
Good. That's good.
And stuff like that. And, but I mean, it's just the fact that everybody is willing to be so kind and so helpful. There will always be the outliers that sit there and just want to cause chaos and stuff like that. And to those people, there are anarchy servers for that. Go play over there, please. Here we are a nice, fine, upstanding community and stuff like that. And so, yeah, we want to nurture that thing. And I want to be a good part of this because my entire life has been spent building computers and stuff like that. And I've had to be the guy, no, you can't do this. No, you can't do that. I like telling people yes, mostly, that yes, go ahead and build this. Yes, be a good person. Yes, do this. Yes, do that and stuff like that. But again, I have to be security conscious and stuff, make sure that we don't wreck things. But, it makes me happy when I take a look in the Telegram channel and somebody's like, hey, this is really cool. I didn't think that this could be possible. Hey, this is awesome. And I know for a fact that I had like maybe this much hand in all this stuff. That makes me smile. That makes me happy. And that alone is a reason to be part of this project, period.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Yeah. The other thing is people like you that have come in, and like have shined a brilliant light on all the people behind the people type of thing. Mm-hmm. I love you for that. I mean, that is fantastic. So next question, go ahead.
Next question. What are some of the biggest challenges you've had so far?
Oh, what are some of the biggest challenges? Do you have the next 18 hours?
I think so.
Yes. The biggest challenge that I've had has been learning the Minecraft world, period. Mm-hmm. I am strictly a corporate guy. I know how to put together servers. I can do a SQL server. I can do, anything else, web servers, you name it. I can put it all together and I can make it talk and I can make it sing and I can make them talk to computers, 50,000 miles away if I needed to. But with the Minecraft server, that was my biggest challenge, because Minecraft does not work the way other servers work. It is like, okay, I'm in Java and therefore I have this specific rule set. And then a couple days later when it breaks, it's like, oh crap, try this. Yes, it works. Cool. And that is part of the fun of being in this phase that we call alpha here. So yes. We can go ahead and we can, move and break stuff. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to apologize. I don't need to, but I'm going to do it anyway because I'm that kind of a guy. I'm going to apologize to those of you guys that are like, oh my God, this server's down. Oh my God, people are getting kicked out. Oh my God, this is not working right, and stuff like that. We're building this machine. We're building the airplane as it's flying. As a very good man I know and adore by the name of Corey Cottrell, love you, buddy, has said before, we're building this airplane as we're flying it, and it's a fun ride. If you all want to be in on it, come on, you got to be in on it because you will never regret it. Not one bit. Every money that you've spent on these rails, everything that you've done within this, it may be a large initial outlay, but in the end, you are going to have such a wonderful time. I'm gonna tell you that. Even there may be some days when you're like, oh my God, I'm grinding, I'm doing this. I gotta go ahead and diggy hole, and all that kind of fun stuff. And and it may be a grind for a little bit, but that's why they call it grinding. Yep. Yes, I have actually learned some gaming terms nowadays. I'm not that old guy that sits there in the corner and goes, God dang it, kids, get off my lawn. Although sometimes I do because, I have to get the old man stereotype. I understand it comes with the graying of the beard and the silvering and stuff. You get that little thing in the back of your head that's like, hey, you rotten kids, what are you doing listening to that scary music and stuff like that? We had only synthesized music back in the ages. We never talked about doing hoes and all that kind of fun stuff. We were good people. Mm-hmm. Did my father just come out of my mouth? Oh my God, I think that just happened. Wow. And so as you can tell, I also go ahead and tend to lean towards the fun side of life, because if you don't lean towards the fun side of life, you wind up sitting there and going, oh my God, what is this? Life sucks. Oh my God, no. And, if you tend to lean that way, that's fine. You can be goth and stuff like that, and you have the right to be and stuff. But I mean, there was one group of people that put it very, very well, and they put it musically as well. And that group of people was Monty Python. Always look on the bright side of life. Do 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 do. Ooh.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That
So
sounds
as you can
about
tell,
right.
this is me without caffeine. Can you imagine me on caffeine? It'd be like, so
Sounds about right. Yep.
I love stuff like this because I get to go ahead and be fun.
Yes,
It is a
it is
wonderful
fun.
thing. Mhm.
It is fun.
I'm sorry, I kind of derailed you. Next question.
Oh, that's okay. It's not like I have a set list of questions here. What would you say is going to be the biggest takeaway? Let's say fast forward 10 years from now. What part of what's being developed now is going to find major application elsewhere in the world?
Well, there's going to be the part where we sit there.
Oh no, I lost volume. I can't hear you.
And see all that kind of stuff. I really wish I could go ahead and say it again, but I can't because of NDA type of stuff. Oh, I'm sorry. Did something happen? Did the audio cut out?
Yeah, I couldn't hear you for a moment.
Okay.
I don't
See,
know
I
if
was
everybody
filling
else
out a lot
could,
of
but
secrets, and they only let me do it one time. I'm sorry about that. But
uh-huh.
no, seriously. The thing that's going to really stand out is the fact that we are building something that's going to be a little bit more interactive as the times go by. Minecraft, as we know it, is going to evolve, and we are going to evolve with it. If not, we are going to push those boundaries as much as humanly possible. There are a lot of companies out there that we can partner with. There are a lot of strategies out there that we have yet to even encounter. I mean, the fact that we can probably at some point in time hold a music video release within the Uplift world in Minecraft. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So
Yeah,
that's the kind of thing that's going to go ahead and that's the kind of thing that's going to go ahead and be, moving forward 10 years from now.
that's going to be a lot of fun and kind of change the way things look.
Mm-hmm. And the other thing is basically how you work with NFTs.
Yes.
Because we'll still always have to go ahead and go to good old Atomic Hub for some of the stuff, but you never know. You may be able to go ahead and some point in time move off Atomic Hub or something like that. I don't ever really want to because they're what birthed us, and they're the reason why we're all together here. But there's always alternatives.
Yes. That's going to be interesting too. What's the biggest thing that you see becoming really important about NFT technology to no coiners?
The biggest thing is going to
Mm-hmm.
be pretty soon. You are going to live in a world that is going to have access that will be governed. I'm going to use that word. Might be a little bit the wrong word, but it's going to be governed by the NFT. So if there's a couple of projects out there, one of them being a smart city, and it is going ahead and utilizing NFTs. You're going to be able to get into the building. You're going to be able to get into your own house, all that kind of fun stuff. So you're kind of sort of in a very roundabout-ish way, your deed is going to be your NFT for your house type of thing.
That's kind of
And
fantastic.
oh yeah, and the other thing is, let's go ahead and say you are part of Captain Planet and you are an environmental wizard and stuff like that. We're going to give you credit, and we're going to give you NFTs and stuff like that for that particular thing. So you can go ahead and be like, hey, look at me, I'm awesome, yay!
Mm-hmm.
And all those NFTs and stuff like that will somehow translate into money and points and all that kind of stuff that Banksy says, walk on now through the gift shop type of thing. So you're gonna start seeing that a little bit more often. So in the NFT space, you will have there's just the thing is, because NFTs are so versatile, they're going to be used for a lot of different things. Right now we're just scratching at the surface of what NFT can do. So pretty soon we may be seeing an NFT for your health records. We may be seeing an NFT for your deeds, for your for like your driver's license and stuff like that, because it's on the blockchain, it's immutable. If you got it, it's there.
I think that's absolutely wonderful. And to be honest, I'm kind of surprised it hasn't taken flight already. But
Yeah, well, there's the issue is because that there's not enough security around it because it is all a decentralized thing right
yeah,
now, and everybody can see everything that you do. I know that everybody's like, oh, decentralization, that's fantastic, that's great. Oh my God, it's the best thing ever. There always has to be a little bit of centralization in decentralization because you don't want your world to be out there for everybody. Period.
no, not if you're
Mhm.
talking about things like health records and deeds and driver's licenses. So what kind of a security challenge would that be?
Very large because
Yeah.
you have to figure out which NFTs are going to be for that particular thing, and then you have to go ahead and take them off chain. I mean, this is just a supposition. This is not
Hmm.
something that's working right now. This is just the way I understand it. It would have to basically become off chain, and once it becomes off chain, it is held in a private vault, and you are the only person that would have access to it. And just the whole mechanics behind that makes my head spin and hurt.
Yeah, and then if it's off chain in a private vault, who's to say there's security in that sticking around?
Yeah. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
from there,
Okay.
it goes in the same regulation as like a bank type of thing. You have to have somebody
Yeah.
that sits there and watches it, all that kind of fun stuff. And the other thing is, everybody's going to sit there with the tinfoil sombrero on and be like, "Oh my God, Big Brother, he's watching us. He's manipulating our every move." Ah! And once we get beyond that paranoia, I mean, it doesn't matter. The minute that you have one of these in your hand,
They
Big
know
Brother
your
is
every
already
move.
watching it. Yeah, I
I've
mean,
seen my Google Maps timeline. They know exactly what I'm
exactly.
doing. If I had to
And then you
report
could
to the
sit
COVID
there.
police, it's all
Yep.
there.
And then you can sit there, you can turn it off and stuff, but I mean, you're going to be pinged by the tower that you're on. I mean, so it's just there's always little ways and stuff like that. Privacy as we know it has been redefined and has been redefined in leaps and bounds. The only way to keep something private is to keep it on this. And
Yep.
this is a what is it? Whole Foods market receipt. So write it on the back of a Whole Food market receipt, and then just you can keep it in a vault or memorize it, throw it in a fire or something like that. That's the only way to really keep anything secret. When I was growing up and I was taking a lot of computer classes and stuff like that, my data sciences professor told me, he said, if somebody wants something that you have, they're going to get it.
Mm-hmm.
Your job is to make that access route incredibly difficult. And that's what I've been striving to do my entire life. And knock on wood, I have never had one. I don't even like to say that word because it's kind of like doing the Beetlejuice thing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Then a question for you.
Mhm.
Just for the average person out there, how easy is it to find out details for an average person who is on, let's say you have a Twitter and a Telegram, and maybe you're me and you go on the YouTube once in a while. How easy would it be for someone who knows what they're doing to find out a little bit too much information about me, like maybe where I live?
If it's somebody that knows what they're doing, easy.
Okay, good to
Mhm.
know. And that's
Yeah.
assuming that I'm not giving anything away.
Right. Mhm.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
easy because I mean because what they would do is they would go ahead. There's social engineering.
Mm-hmm.
There's social engineering. There is basically just your average hack period, and then there's also just sitting there and looking at the people that surround you. So the
Right.
social engineering is going to be like, hey, we've noticed that there was a service disruption in your area. Please go ahead and click here to sign into your Yahoo account or your Xfinity account or something like that. And you're not paying that much attention, and you're like click 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 and just clicking randomly, and now they got all your data and stuff like that.
Right.
Social engineering is also taking a look at what you're doing, who you're surrounding yourself with, and what kind of things you are attracted to. And then they can go ahead and they can kind of piece all that stuff together. And then just, your regular everyday hack is, hey, I'm going to send you something and you're going to upload it. And now you've got a keylogger.
Right. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's something I haven't heard about or seen in a long, long time.
Mhm.
So that is still done. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just purely curious. And so if somebody were to get most of my information, but let's say not all of my information, would they, assuming that I follow the security protocols I've learned from you, would they be able to gain access to any of my crypto wallets?
It depends on how deep they've gotten into.
Got
If
it.
it's
Okay.
if it's like your wallet that you've got sitting on your system there,
Mm-hmm.
if it's the WAM one, then the wax one that's the cloud wallet, yeah,
Yep.
they can get into that really easily. But if it's on your side of life, there's a lot of sophisticated things that have to happen. They have to have your keys. They have to have access to your machine. They would have to probably install a key locker or something like anything along those
Okay.
lines.
So that would be something for anyone who's paying attention and is completely new to the crypto side of things. Do something other than a Wax Cloud wallet.
Hmm. Okay, so hold on a second. I'm going to do something really,
But
really nice. Hi, kids. It is Dr. Nick. I'm going to teach you 3 steps on how to go ahead and protect your wax investment. Number 1, make sure you get a different wallet. You have your many choices. You can go with Scatter. You could go with Anchor. You could go with any other thing that is wax friendly out in this world. Get one. Number 2, get yourself an alternate or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 different addresses and spread out your assets through all those assets. And whatever you do, do not make it noticeable. Do not say, oh, look, it is, for my thing, it would be something like with Star Wars, Darth Vader.hodl or some. Now I know that's too many letters there, but go with me on this one here. And then thirdly, and most importantly, never use a common password. So if you use the same password that you use for your bank or your email or something like that, you are not practicing smart data protection. So therefore, if you're not practicing smart data protection, you will have the possibility of getting hacked, and that is not a good thing. So, and the fourth thing is whenever you do sign up for another wallet, make sure that the email address is something really stupid and that somebody can't be like, oh, that's a Jen Barrett thing. I know because I know her very well. She is awesome. So, all that kind of stuff, if you get all those in together and you package into one big thing, that is your basic level of security. Your second level of security is a little bit more sophisticated, and you need to have a conversation with somebody that actually knows what they're doing. I am not available for this kind of stuff because unfortunately I've got 85,000 billion things, but the best thing I can tell you to do is take a look at a firewall called pfSense.
Okay.
It is a hardware-based firewall. It's about maybe as big as a toaster at the very largest. And I mean, it may not even be that big. It may be probably about this, this wide, but maybe about this tall. It's an all-in-one unit. And you just plug it in between your systems and your modem. So it acts as like a little barrier, actually a firewall. And when you go ahead and it takes about 10 minutes to configure this product. And when you do it, it literally does 85 to 90% of the things that you want it to do right out of the box. There's little things and stuff that you can tweak and twerk and twonk and all that kind of good things, but that would be specific to you. So, nothing ever is going to come out of the box and be like, yes, I am ironclad, I am protected. There is a little bit of effort that you got to do to be in it, and they do offer paid services. So you tell them, hey, here's what I do, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and somebody smart like me would be like, okay, there you go. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day. And you're set. But they also have software-based firewalls that you can add onto your PC. Benefit of a hardware-based firewall is, God forbid something happens and something does go wonky and it gets hacked, you just reset it and you start from zero. If something happens on your software-based firewall, that could be a lingering thing. There could be malware, there could be viruses, there could be a whole bunch of things on that system. Excuse me. And if it's on your system, you've got to wipe everything. And then you've got to make sure that you retain all that kind of fun stuff. You got to make sure you got good backups. It's a nightmare. That's why I go ahead and say, have yourself a hardware-based firewall. It's going to cost you a couple bucks, but it's an investment that's worth its while. It pays you back.
I believe it.
Mm-hmm.
So one last sort of security related question before I move on to some more fun stuff. Um, for an average person, very
No.
average
Yes.
Joe
Maybe.
Schmo, goes on the internet every night to look on the Facebook and maybe does some internet banking.
Mhm.
How many security breach attempts would they be subjected to in a normal 1 hour period in the evening?
If you knew the answer to that question, you'd never sleep at night.
That's what I was wondering. That's tinfoil hat time.
Every single day that I am on the machine, that I'm on my machine, I am subjected to over. Hold on a second. I can actually tell you what it is. Okay, give me 1 second to log into my firewall here. So far today, I have been hit by 1.2 million attempts.
Wow,
Mhm.
that's impressive.
Yep. Most of them are just like, hey, dude, can I get in and like take a look at your email? Hey, dude, can I do all this? But some of them are actually trying to go ahead and get into get into a web server and all that kind of fun stuff. I don't have one. I don't have one here because I don't host my stuff. But they're most of them are just like trying to get email passwords and all that kind of fun stuff.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I know
Mhm.
now I have a new priority. So that's a good thing. Yeah. If we are going back to the uplift here, we are in alpha.
Yes.
Do you have any idea what a transition from alpha to beta looks like? I haven't really talked with anybody about it, so I don't know if it's even been brought up.
I know what it looks like to me, but what
Mm-hmm.
I think the transition is may not be what everybody else thinks the transition is. So I'm going to go ahead and just say, next question.
Great.
And the only reason I'm even being this evasive is because I have my answer, and my answer is my opinion, and
Yes.
we're in the public here. And I don't want to sit there and say something because then somebody's going to be like, "Oh, NFTNick said on this show that your beta
Right.
is this,"
Exactly. We don't
So,
want to deal with that.
mhm.
So then alpha, what does alpha actually mean? I mean, beta usually is occasionally people in the public might
Okay,
be invited to test a thing, but I've never heard of
yeah,
alpha before this. So
okay. Alpha. Let's go ahead and take. Great crossover here. Let's.
mhm.
Alpha is basically your chick. Chick.
Okay.
Let's go into the vein of chicken chick. It's your chick. It's like, hi, you have a chick. Now, what the hell do you do with it?
Right.
Okay, well, we have to learn what makes up a chick. Okay, so you have the beak, you have this, blah, blah, blah. You learn all about its parts, and then you're like, oh, this is a flaw over here. Let me engineer that to make it better. Oh, this is a flaw here. Let me engineer to make this better. So it's stuff that your body does on your day-to-day basis as you grow and as you progress through these years. Um, so alpha is basically your chick stage. You're just new. You got all the stuff that you need, but not everything is working right. Not everything is working perfect. There can be many improvements that are made. So that's the alpha stage. Once you get into beta stage, you are a chicken at this time, but you're a chicken that may be missing some feathers, or there may be, a little bit of a genetic deficiency with you, or, there might be just something that's a little bit off but I can go ahead and I can fix with just, a quick little shot or, a couple drugs or something like that. And,
Mhm.
all that kind of fun stuff. And that is, like, okay, after this is all done and you get a couple of good blood tests in you, you are now a chicken. So a chicken is your actual product that you put out. And it's like, yes, this is it. This is the game. So so basically when you're at the chicken stage, all the parts are there. You can take a look at any other chicken out on the face of the planet and they will have all these same parts. So it's like, yes, this is a chicken. This is good. Then you can go ahead and be like, all right, how do we improve this chicken? Do we need to streamline his wings? Do we need to make the chicken be a transportable thing? You know, can we make him square so he fits in a container and stuff like that? So that's where you know, we know for a fact that the chicken is built. Period. And modifications that come to it will either be a brand new type of chicken, or it's going to be chicken version 2.0.
Got it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good. That's a good thing to strive for. If you could have, in terms of moving forward, if you could have one wish fulfilled on the development side of things, what would that one thing be? And that can be people, it can be equipment, it can be something that doesn't exist yet, absolutely anything.
If I could have one thing, it would be a duplicator, and that duplicator would be able to go ahead and clone every single person that I work with right now, because they are the most incredible team that I know. Flo, Dr. Wayne, Dennis, all the people that sit there and dig on the dev side. We got a new guy here that works with us. I'm just going to call him Dr. Dre, because he is, you know, a man, the myth, the legend, and stuff like that. And there are a lot of people here that I adore beyond belief. Gary, you know, I mean, they are fantastic. If I could clone them and build an army of these people, the world would bow down to us. We would be controlling it all, and we would basically be like, yes, the world is ours. And then I could go ahead and be a very benevolent dictator to everybody.
That always sounds like fun. So do you tend more toward benevolent dictatorship or collaboration?
Collaboration. I always kid when I say I'm a benevolent dictator, but in the hat that I wear, sometimes I have to be a dictator. And that's just understandable. When you're in the position that I'm in, sometimes the buck stops here. And
And that's
I've been doing this for over 20 years now, so I know that if I say the buck stops here, people do appreciate the fact that I've had 20 years of knowing that the buck can stop here.
Definitely. That's helpful. Well, I think I've just about run out of questions here. So
wait, you ran out of questions? What the heck is that?
Until tomorrow. Oh, give me half an hour. I'll think of 20 things I forgot. No, I'm not quite out of questions. Maybe I was wrong about that. Is there anything from an organizational standpoint that we could be doing to improve the greenness of what we're doing?
Improve the green in this.
Well, do we have a carbon footprint? What are we doing with that?
Everything has a carbon footprint. The easiest way to help us offset the carbon footprint is to go ahead and take a look at the Yoshi drops.
Yes.
Because that is the best way to go ahead and get yourself a bleeping kick butt NFT that is also going to produce oxygen in the carbon offsets and stuff like that. The Yoshi drops thing is a fantastic thing. I love this guy Yoshi too. He is a fantastic human being. If you take a look at my Twitter, one of my first things on there is I am a student of condoism. Condoism is the belief that Yoshi is a fantastic human being. He is kind, he is gentle, but he is wicked freaking smart when it comes to a lot of this stuff. So I am a student of condoism, and I will practice it until the day they put me in the grave. And if I can, find a way to possibly rebirth myself and get this memory of this man, I will probably continue it on past there too. That's
fantastic. That was kind of the same impression I had after talking with him. So very much so. All right.
All right. But as far as our carbon footprint and stuff like that, we are pretty much locked into wherever we are getting the hosting and stuff like that. And I am a big person about giving back to the environment, because I grew up spending a lot of money on a lot of servers that sat there and ate up a lot of power, a lot of cooling, a lot of this, and I got to give something back. And I do that through finding conserving data centers. I do that by making sure that, when we do all these transactions, they're done on the blockchain that is actually going to be the best blockchain for us. And that is right now, that is Wax, because Wax is a very efficient blockchain, very quick, very nimble, and all that kind of fun stuff. I mean, if we were to even think about doing this on ETH, number one, it couldn't be done, and number two, we would be the biggest violators of the carbon footprint. Period. So, yeah.
So how does that work then? What makes Wax so much more efficient?
How they program it, the different protocols, and basically that's about it. Basically
Okay.
the way that they work. Period. I mean,
Okay.
Bitcoin's good, but it's the first generation of stuff. So
Right.
you got to think back to an Edsel. An Edsel, it was a big clunky thing, and it ate a lot of gas. And it's like going, all right, let me take a trip down the block. Oh, I got to fill it up again. Let me take a trip down the block. And but that was back in the 1920s, 1930s, and stuff like that. Now we're almost to the 20s and 30s in the 2020 era. So we know that you can't be that wasteful and stuff anymore. It was just we need to get out a product, we need to get it out fast, and we need to get it to the consumers. So that mentality has shifted, like it was here before and now it's here, so all that kind of fun stuff. And because we've shifted in that mentality, things are going to become a little bit more carbon neutral, because if not, then they're going to have to answer to my nieces and my nephews and all the fun stuff. And I've told them, look, if there's something that you got to fight for it, man. It's always worth it.
Yep.
Just try not to get arrested.
Yeah, that's usually a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Well, just taking a look. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Oh, well, there's an interesting one in the comments. What sort of technology would be accessible to landowners to assist with green energy and digital growth?
The right now, if we're talking about in-game type of thing, the technology, okay, in regards to uplift, that is a very good question. The technology that we can easily implement would be knowledge. So punch sign, get a link to how to basically make your computer a little bit leaner and greener, how to make sure that your house is a little bit leaner and greener and stuff like that. But as far as like within the confines of everything like that, I'm bound by the laws of physics. I'm bound by just the fact that this is the hosting that we've chosen, and we are going to make better decisions as we grow and stuff like that. We will be moving more towards a more carbon neutral hosting system that can give you guys the same thing, the same type of experience, but at a lesser cost to the world, type of thing.
Okay, that's interesting. I had no idea. This is the wormhole I don't usually go down, so this is interesting. How close?
But to answer that question on the immediacy right now, the only thing we can give you is knowledge.
Yes, definitely. And how close are we to punch sign functionality?
Let's see. We are. That's what I was kidding. But to go ahead and say my favorite catchphrase is Thune.
Yes.
Yeah, we have a lot of wizards and stuff like that, and the wizards have been working. Sorry about that. Allergies have got my eyes. The wizards have been working their tails off day in and day out for y'all and stuff. And we are now coming a little bit more to a stable server environment. And now, since we're coming a little bit more to a stable server environment here, we can concentrate a little bit more on the nuances of everything. So we can concentrate a little bit more on the rewards plugin. We can concentrate a little bit more on the Upliftium. I almost called it Ethereum. Oh my God! Somebody please stop me if I ever do that again. Oh, no. And by the way, Upliftium is going to be a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful concept. Go to the Telegram group and ask, what is Upliftium? And tell them that I sent you.
Yes.
And Yes, but yeah, but basically, uh, yeah, basically, I'm sorry, I lost the question there for a minute.
Punch sign
Yes,
functionality.
the
And
punch sign get NFT functionality that is coming soon. That is on the radar. That is going to be quickly after we can make sure that we can reward you guys for being incredibly awesome.
mhm.
Mhm.
um, do you know if there's anybody else using the punch sign get NFT sort of idea?
Nope.
That's pretty cool.
As far as I know, I mean,
Yeah,
somebody else might know. Chris Tuttle might know because that woman is so smart. She knows pretty much everything. By the
yeah.
way, there's a bee. If you when you get in game and you get to
Mhm.
the cathedral, there's a bee sanctuary, and that is
Yes.
partially because of the Master Leon, but it is also because of Chris Tuttle. Because one of her things that she loves to do is save the bees, and therefore, if I can go ahead and I can dedicate a little bit of my server resources to make sure that people know that bees are awesome and we need them, I'm going to go ahead and dedicate a little bit of my server resources to make sure that bees are awesome and that we need them. And also
Yes.
because Leon asked real kindly of Mr. Cordy, and I'm like,
Yeah. All of that.
mhm.
So that's something I guess to think about with the decentralized autonomous communities that'll slowly be forming on all the servers, is if we could gather as a group and come up with sort of community projects like that. If education is the thing, then we need somebody to organize it and get it started. And I am not volunteering for that. I'm merely throwing it out there. So,
Yes, she
uh,
is.
so that's a thought. Um, oh, somebody said something about Schipple memes. Are they live now?
Shipple memes will be live in a little bit.
Okay.
Let me
I
take a
think
look
it's
at that big old countdown. I think it's at 5 o'clock Eastern.
yeah, that's what I heard. So that's about an hour from now.
Yep. And let me tell you, those Shipple memes, they are fantastic. And I
Yes,
see you at 50 minutes. That is a very good number. I like 50 minutes. And
I do
the
too.
Shipple memes are always fantastic. The first thing went with a little bit of a hitch, but I mean, I'm going to go ahead and say my old favorite phrase. In Disney, the Pirates of the Caribbean died the first day. I mean, it just flat out refused to work. So there's always going to be something that doesn't work correctly. And it's due to a community that like you that is very understanding and stuff like that that made the fact that we could stop the sale and still give you guys the benefit of the doubt and the benefit of everything that we've done and stuff, and just make sure that we make good. That to me is that warms my heart, that warms my spirit, that makes me happy.
Absolutely. There's all of that. And then taking a look at the secondary market this morning and seeing the values people are giving them. It's incredible. I mean, I 3 years ago, I would not have foreseen that for Schipple memes. Not in
Oh
a
yeah.
million years.
um Hang on one second. uh All right, never mind. I thought it was something that I had to take a look at immediately there. Apologize. As you know, I wear many hats. Um, but yeah, Shipple memes is incredibly awesome.
Definitely. Yeah, I'm looking forward to trying and grabbing some of those. That's going to be interesting timing too, because that's time to pick up the kids from school. So
Exactly.
good luck to me. Um, well, I think I'm pretty much done. Did you have anything else that you wanted to add to the conversation that I missed?
Yes, I do. It's something that I pretty much say every day, and I'll probably still say every day, and as long as I'm working with a project. And that is every single person that's out here that's watching right now, everybody that's in the Discord group, everybody that's in Telegram, everybody that may come upon this years from now and stuff like that because you had a curiosity about this project. I just want to say one thing. Thank you. It's because of people like you that makes my job a lot happier. May not be easier, but it makes it a lot happier. And the reason is because I know that we'll make mistakes, we'll make leaps and bounds, we're going to do a lot of good things, and we have you all behind us. And to me, that means a lot. And I know that I can probably pretty much speak for everybody on this team when I say that means a lot to them too. So
Definitely.
your encouragement, your words, your actions, all the stuff that you do to make sure that the uplift is a success, it does not go unnoticed. It is It is very well known by me. It's very well known by everybody that I work with. And again, we just want to say thanks.
Definitely. I have to agree with that. The community engagement is incredible
Mm-hmm.
and uplifting, really. What are you grateful for right now? That kind of was one, but
I what am I grateful for? I'm going to be a little selfish here and, think of myself here for once. I am grateful for my family. I am grateful for and my family includes cats, my loving wife, my mother-in-law, my mother and father-in-law, my mother and my father, my brother, my nieces, my nephews, and yeah, pretty much everybody that's involved in my family in the immediacy. And there's a lot of other people that I do consider part of my family, but I am grateful for them. They have been with me through the great times. They've been with me through the bad times. And they know that I'm there for them each and every time. And I know that they'll be there for me each and every time. So just thinking about family and thinking about, yeah, that makes me grateful every single day that I can breathe.
that is wonderful. I'm grateful yet again for the opportunity to do exactly this, to sit down and talk to people and get to know people and ask 100 questions and go with the answers. Thank you for joining me. This has been a lot of fun, and
Of course, of course.
you've been on my list of people I've been trying to pin down for a while, so that works out too.
So yes, yeah, and if you ever want to do this again, let me know. And when you get more questions, I'll make sure that I answer it as evasively as possible.
Excellent. I look forward to it. All right. Well, on that note, we are off. Good afternoon, good evening, and don't forget to check out the Schipple memes. They're coming up soon on Atomic Hub.
The Schipple memes are coming. The Schipple memes are coming. The Schipple memes are coming. The Schipple memes are coming.